Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you guys are having a good week. So for this week video, I thought I would show you what I do when I want to do like something really minimal. This is like my minimal makeup. I use it throughout the year, but I must admit that I use it more during the summer because it's really light, because I just don't want to do my whole routine. You know, it's super hot, like I don't have time to like sit down and do my whole routine. So if I want to look put together for just a couple hours, this is like we're going on an ice cream run or like an ice cream date, just walking around and you want to look put together. This is basically what this is. Yeah, this is what we're going to do today. So like I said, it's not necessarily long lasting, but it does last you for a couple of hours. It's just like when I do my whole routine, it does last longer. So just keep that in mind if you are as oily as I am. But yeah, it's really fast and it's really like, it's just like, it's really nice to do when you really like just want to be put together for like really fast. So I'm just gonna show you what I do, and yeah, let's just get started. So the first step for me, I'm basically going to bronze my face. I use a concealer that's just like a few shades darker for me, so I'm gonna use my Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 60. Yeah, so I'm just gonna cream bronze basically with my concealer. I just put it like on the outer edge of my skin, like here and here. Once I blend, I'll see how much I need. So I'm just going to use like an old foundation brush to blend because I find it blends the best. So I'm just going to like go around and blend my concealer where I would basically put bronzer. I actually forgot to put primer, so I'm gonna do that. If you want something that's like really mattifying, I would suggest you put something mattifying, but today I'll actually want something that's a bit more glowy than usual. So I'm going to put this one. It's still mattifying, but it leaves like kind of a natural finish. It's not like super matte. I only put it on my T-zone because that's where I need it. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more bronzer, just because that's the way I want it. It's really up to you how bronzy you want to look. So just measure it with your heart. Just like this. You have to be mindful of your placement, obviously. Like if you want to look more bronzy here, put it more here. It's not a big deal if it's not blended well in the beginning, because we're going to blend it more after. So then my next step after this is I'm going to actually do my brows next. Because I'm gonna put concealer after that, and I need my brows to be done for this part. So for my brows, I'm just gonna use my brow wiz. This is what I always use for my brows basically, and yeah, I'm just gonna do my brows. Since I'm doing a more natural look, obviously I'm not gonna go like overboard with my brows. I need it to like blend with the rest of my face. I mean, you do whatever you want to do with your brows, it's your business. It's just for me, I find that like if my makeup is really natural, I tend to leave my brows extra natural compared to like usually how I do it. And also even sometimes I only put brow gel. It's just today, I don't know, I find that like my brows are not done. So I'm trying to like make them seem like some kind of similar. I need to like pluck my brows a little bit. So yeah, that's why I'm just defining the bottom part a bit more than usual today, instead of just putting brow gel. But really it's your business. Just this little tip, if you want it to look more natural, try to leave your brows also like really natural. So next I'm going to use my Fit Me concealer in the shade 50. This is what I use for under my brows to like clean up under here. And this is what I use also to spot conceal. It's not the best to spot conceal, honestly. It's really this concealer, it's like really natural, I must admit. It's just I find it works good on my eczema to like kind of blend it, because the concealer I use, it's really more to highlight. So if you have something that's like for the rest of your face, it's good. It's just like, it's not necessarily for spot concealing, but this is what I use it for. But you know, because technically my other concealer, I'm only gonna put it in the middle where I want to highlight. So I basically need something else for the rest of my face. For this one, I actually use it here and here. Not much, honestly. Just to like define what we did before with the bronzer and hide any like small imperfection that you might have. And let it set a little bit. And after this, I'm going to take my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop in the shade Golden Honey. This is what I'm going to use in the middle of my face. So I use it here. I use it on my forehead, my nose, and right here. And on my eyelids, because they're kind of dark from my eczema that I used to have. I don't have eczema there anymore. So we're gonna start blending. To blend, I use my small concealer brush. So I'm gonna start with like the Fit Me concealer because it had time to rest. If you wanted to have a bit more coverage, try to like leave it on a little bit longer before you start blending. Depending on the concealer, creamy concealers are better if you let it like set a little bit. But if you use something that's like already dry, don't do that because it will just stick wherever you put it. So here we're just gonna define and construct our face. Okay, so this is actually how it should look like when you're down to here. Before we go anywhere, I'm just gonna set my brows. So I'm using my brow glue by NYX just so they stick and stay in place. For today, I'm going to use a bit of my e.l.f. Halo Glow just because I want a bit of highlight on my cheeks before I start blending everything. So just a little bit like this. Sometimes I put it under everything, not on top. It doesn't really make a big difference, to be honest. If anything, here right now you can tell that like it's giving a more blended look. This is just my foundation brush. That's what I use for my e.l.f. Halo Glow. So yeah, I'm just gonna put it some on my cheeks because I want something more highlighted today, more glowy. So now I'm gonna do the part that's like really crucial. You need a setting spray, one that's like kind of wet. Don't use a don't use something like this, basically, that's like a setting mist, like a finishing spray. You really need something that's like really kind of moist, like you can tell that like it's gonna drench your skin. A setting spray, just make sure it's a setting spray. So yeah, I'm going to use this all over my face just so We have a bit more tag because now we're gonna blend everything, because now we have some harsh lines and we need everything to be cohesive and everything to be well blended together. So you don't need to drench your face, but it needs to be wet. Okay, it needs to be wet. So let it like dry a little bit. When you feel like it's getting there, where it's like getting tacky, that's when you use your whatever blending brush you have. I'm just gonna use my foundation brush and I'm gonna start blending all the harsh lines like this to make sure everything is cohesive. Obviously, don't use the brush you use for your bronzer, otherwise you'll have like some dark spots a bit everywhere. You kind of want to work fast-ish, but it's not that bad if you don't work too fast, because the brush itself will work well. It's just because it's concealer, that's why I wet it a little bit more, because I find that concealer just stays wherever it is. If it was just foundation, then it wouldn't matter if you wet it or not. I just find that like with concealer, it's better to like wet it before you want to blend. Otherwise, you don't dry your skin too much and you still get the coverage, because concealer do stay wherever you put it. You can see already how like blended it looks. We're loving that. If you want, you can always go back with your bronzer brush just to make sure. If you find that like it's not bronzy enough anymore, always add some. You can always go back and forth, but usually you're good. Usually you're good. You don't need more. Just make sure everything is blended. Go back and forth with the two brushes really quick and everything should be fine. So this is the part now where I'm going to set my makeup, because you guys know I'm oily, so I need to set it no matter what. I just use whatever powder you're comfortable with. Today it's not that hot today, but I'm still gonna use my Huda Beauty because that's what I've been using lately, and I just enjoy it so much. So the Huda Beauty, I'm in the shade Blondie, in case you guys didn't know, and I'm just gonna use some kind of like dense dome brush like this. I don't know where it's from. I don't remember where it's from. Yeah, it's like those like dupe for the Real Techniques one, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm just gonna pick up a bit of powder and start setting my skin. Next, I'm going to bronze. I'm gonna use my Fenty Beauty in Coconutty. Sometimes I do my bronzer first, actually. I don't know why today I didn't do it, because if I put too much, I can always clean it up with like my setting powder. But I guess today I did it differently. But anyways, like technically my face is already bronzed with the concealer. So right now it's just like setting it with a powder. So it's not that much of a big deal. But if I only use powder, then yeah, usually I would do my bronzer before I did my setting spray. But it's not the end of the world. So today I'm just going to put mascara. I'm using my Sky High mascara by Maybelline. Since I said like this is like a really fast makeup, sometimes I would put a bit of bronzer on my crease just to like define my eyes a little bit more. Sometimes I would add lashes, but today it's just really meant to be fast. So I'm only gonna use mascara today. So just something like this. Now I'm just gonna take off my bake with powder. So I'm going to use my Micro Smooth powder and a big fluffy brush to take off my bake. Obviously, if you're not as oily as I am, you don't need all these powders. I would say definitely set your concealer, but like to bake and everything, even this tub is not necessary. Like for me it is, if I want it to last at least a bit longer. Just take a small brush to make sure there's no powder here. I'm not using liquid blush today, if you guys haven't noticed. It's just like, usually when I do this makeup, I try to like do less steps. So I'm just gonna use powder blush, and I'm going to use my blush by MAC in Sunbask. I love this one. It's like a coral with a bit of sheen to it. It's really nice. I would say if you want to like add liquid blush, I would probably do it in a step before when we did all the creams. Maybe even after the setting spray. Yeah, I would definitely do it after the setting spray. If you really want liquid blush, I would do it after the setting spray. Before you set or bake your makeup. I'm just gonna highlight my nose a little bit. I'm using my Maybelline Master Chrome in Molten Gold. This is what I've been using so much lately. Well, so much. I only use it on my nose really. And a bit on my brows lately. Just for added glow. You guys can see that. And since we added the Halo Glow, I'm not gonna put on top of here. Also, the blush has sheen to it, so I don't need more. I find it like it's just enough. So I'm just gonna leave it like this. So I just added some like my faux freckles that I usually do. So now I'm just gonna do my lips real quick. I'm gonna keep it really simple. So I'm just gonna use my BFF. This is BFF4, right? My BFF4 lip pencil to line my lips. And I'm going to use my NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Butterscotch on top. Yes. Okay guys, so this is basically it for today's makeup. So this is like my really like fast makeup look. If you're not distracted or not doing anything, you can basically do this in like 15 to 20 minutes. Usually that's how long it takes me to do this makeup look, which I think it's fair. I mean, if you want to look like you have a full face without having a full face of makeup, like I said, it's not necessarily long lasting, but it still lasts you a nice while, like a nice like afternoon or a nice like evening. If you want to look somewhat natural. You guys know like I need to keep my face really matte, so that's why I use a lot of powders. You don't have to use a lot of powders if you're not as oily as I am or get as oily as I am. Like I said, I would definitely try to set at least my under eyes and my forehead, like the T-zone, I would say, for most people, especially during the summer. I'm gonna have to do powder all over your face, but yeah, I would at least try to do that part, because I find that like during the summer, even if you're not oily, it will still, you still have like a bit of shine. You don't need to use much, just a little bit, just to like set your concealer a little bit. Yeah, even after this step, after when I was like taking off my bake with more powder, obviously not everybody has to do that. It's really, you have to work with what your skin type is. Like I said, I'm really oily, so this is what I do for my skin type. And yeah, this is basically it. So you guys can see like it actually looks like I did my full face of makeup with foundation and everything is well blended. I will say like the really crucial place that like I wouldn't skip if I was you guys, it's definitely the part where you need to put a bit of setting spray to make sure that everything is well blended. You don't have to, but at least use a foundation brush to make sure that everything is well blended all around. Otherwise you'll have a harsh line and nothing will look blended, and it all defeats the whole purpose of you looking somewhat natural. Okay, that's all I want to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry if I'm not like super. Today I'm working on like 3 hours of sleep today. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys had a little bit of fun spending time with me today. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to leave them down below. If you guys like the video, don't forget to like the video. If you guys want to see more from me, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time on my next video. And yeah, that's it for today. Thanks you guys. Bye.